One person who absolutely wasn't satisfied was Josh Hawley, who is a Missouri congressperson and on the short list of people that Trump released to potentially win America's next top Supreme Court justice, the reality show. He tweeted this in response to a headline from, I think, Raw Story. Classless trash, the left wing showing their usual contempt for middle America. Missouri has the best fans in the country. Don't blame them for being tired of NFL/corporate woke politics jammed down their throats. What do you think of this guy?
I don't even know what to do with this batch of Republicans, right? This batch of conservatives, except for the fact that they know exactly what they're doing, right? This is strategic. They're playing to a very specific base. This is the base that got Donald Trump elected. This is the base that they're counting on to get him reelected again. And they see that there's a viable political pathway forward to their aspirations if they dispense with the dog whistles and trade it in for a bullhorn.
That's it. It's so crazy. I forget who it was. Someone that I follow on Twitter was like, maybe it was like Tommy Vitor or someone who basically said like, "Hi, I'm Josh Hawley. I got mentioned in a Trump article lately, so I'm just going to also outrage at the outrage thing."
Yeah.
This guy Josh Hawley, who always, like many conservatives, says that there is a huge movement against freedom of speech in America, is going against the like compromise approach taken by the NFL to voice their own opinions. And yes, he's coming out against this, but he's like, we're done with it. No, you're against freedom of speech. And then not only that, he like chimed in, he wants to cancel Netflix is another thing that he's doing because a French movie was trying to make a point. And guarantee he hasn't watched it. So Josh Hawley, it's just so insane and worth pointing out that this was one of three people. The other two, I think, were Tom Cotton and Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
That Trump is mentioning to put on the Supreme Court. So it's such an amazing. So that is, it's worth making the point that is another one of the making it so nakedly political, a thing that is part of our government that is supposed to at least seem not political. Like we all kind of know Supreme Court justices are conservative or not conservative, but we still like cover their bodies with like long robes so they just look like floating impartial heads. That's what we do. But to pick a guy like this to potentially be the Supreme Court nominee, even though there's no way in the world he would ever be, but this is like that coordinated effort to just be hateful and crappy to so many people. Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly take Trump at his word. Now, whether the Senate would confirm any of those three, but that's a terrifying list. Tom Cotton, Ted Cruz, that is extremely terrifying. And if there was ever any other reason, in addition to the 195,000 people who have died of COVID-19 underneath Donald Trump's watch, if there's any other reason to definitely get rid of this monster, it's because he's floating those names to be on the Supreme Court.
Totally true.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.